Oh my god, you guys. I got a 2 in Wordle today. It's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, Butters. A little stretchy. Sorry, I'm not going to feed you because you're going to school today, okay? Daddy's going to take you to school today. I'm going to miss you.
Good morning, guys. I am running out right now. It is going to be a very car-heavy day today. I'm going to Jiffy Lube right now because I have to get my smog inspection. This is the first time I'm actually doing this. I'm getting my smog inspection for my car because registration is due and I have to get it inspected for smog, which is basically emissions. This whole process is very different than New York, so I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm on my way to Jiffy Lube. They open at 8 o'clock. It's 7:50. I just want to get there when they open and hopefully the wait won't be too long. And then I have like a couple of car related errands that I have to do this afternoon, which I'll fill you in on. But let's head on over to Jiffy Lube. So it's raining out again. Such strange weather for Vegas. So while we're driving on over to Jiffy Lube, I figured I would fill you in on what we're doing later today. So I don't know if you guys remember the little fender bender I got into with an 18-wheeler, but that happened the day before I left for Morocco, so this was all the way back in November. And, you know, I got some body damage to my car, but my car drives fine, so I have never gotten it fixed, and I need to do that because my car is up in terms of its lease in a couple of months, in about 3 months, and so yeah, I just need to get it fixed. So we're doing that today, and because my car's lease is up soon, I have to figure out what I'm doing. I'm gonna go test drive a car this afternoon. I have an appointment at 4, so we'll be doing that. All right, well, I'm here at Jiffy Lube. I just pulled into the smog testing line, and they just told me it's gonna be about a 45-minute wait. There's 4 cars in front of me, so I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting in my car. Hopefully it won't be as long as 45 minutes. All right, all done with the smog inspection and the registration of my car, which is a really nice service that Jiffy Lube does. They just put it through and register your car for you. That was really quite speedy. It was very jiffy. All right, we are heading back home. I have something really exciting to show you once I get home. Hey guys, I just got out of the shower and I want to show you this very, very cool thing that Currentbody sent over for me to try and test. And I've been using it just for about like a week and a half now. And the timing actually couldn't be any better because, did I mention this in a previous vlog? I kind of hurt my neck here. And I think it's just from kind of sleeping strangely. I've been kind of traveling a lot. I think ending up sleeping on the airplane, at the airport, foreign beds, things like that. Like my neck has just been, it's just been really, really tense. It's been really, really kind of like kinked up. Anyway, so that's why the timing couldn't be any better because it has actually helped quite a bit. So I'm standing in my guest room now because what Currentbody sent over is something called the infrared sauna blanket. And so I've set it up on my guest room bed because well, there's a few, you know, warnings and things and a few tips and recommendations. And one of them is that you don't want to use this heated blanket on a mechanical bed. And the bed that we have in our primary bedroom is mechanical. So I was like, let me just, to be on the safe side, let me just use this in the guest room. So I have never used an infrared sauna blanket before. I had no idea what the usage was for. They sent it over, and I am working with Currentbody on this portion of the video, just to let you know. This is the info card that came with it. So it's supposed to help with mood lifting. It activates glowing skin, deep relaxation, full body detox, improves circulation, calorie burning, muscle recovery. And it has some more information about the actual sauna blanket and its features. So there's some, you know, information about how you should start. There's like different levels in terms of the heat because it does get very warm in there, and you're supposed to start at a level 4 and work your way up into like a level 8. I don't know if that's the highest, but that's what they talk about in the book. So I've been doing level 4. I actually just moved up to level 8. I have to say, since I started using this, my neck has definitely felt a lot better. It is very, very relaxing. I usually have some aches and pains I think from sitting for so long, I'm usually at my desk, at my laptop. If I start, let's say, editing a video, I won't get up for like 4 to 6 hours. I just, you just get in the zone. And this has really helped with that. I feel like the ever-present lower back issue that I have, like on the right side of my lower back, is from sitting too much. It's from sitting too much and not stretching. And, I've been trying to stretch a little bit more, but I have to say I'm really bad at remembering to do it. And this has really, really helped. So I'm gonna throw in some footage here of me actually using the blanket because it's very hard for me to vlog. I was trying to vlog and like get into the blanket at the same time. It doesn't really work because I like to put my arms into the sauna blanket. So anyway, here's some B-roll of me kind of getting into the blanket. So there is a towel insert that comes with this, and it's basically like a towel sleeping bag. You get into that, and then that goes into the sauna blanket. So, I think it depends on what you find easier. Do you want to get into the towel first and then tuck yourself into the blanket, or do you want to tuck the blanket, like the towel, into the blanket and then get into both? I have found that that's easier for me. And then you want to be able to just zip yourself up. The entire blanket gets hot, so you want to make sure that there's nothing on top of the blanket. What I like to do is use this in the guest room. I close my door so like Butters doesn't come in and like jump on it or whatever. And then there's the controller. It has this big knob on there. It's very easy. There's this push button to turn it on, and then the dial turns it up or turns it down, and that's it. So like I said, I'm at level 5 now. I think the goal, I don't even know if it's a goal, but I think the longer you use it, the more heat you're able to tolerate. I think the idea is if you're laying in the blanket and let's say you have it at level 5, you're not sweating, you're not kind of breaking into sweat, I think you can then turn it up. So the blanket will automatically turn off after an hour, after 60 minutes. I have not used it for more than, I want to say maybe 35 minutes. I just, I'm just laying there, and not that I get bored necessarily, but I have other things to do. But I would like to get to the point where I'm in there 60 minutes because I am feeling a difference, again, like in my neck, that I couldn't even turn my head for a while there. And now I actually have like full mobility of, my head, my neck. It still feels a little tight, I won't lie. It still feels a little bit tight, but it doesn't feel like I have like a boulder sitting there anymore, which is really nice. My lower back has not been bothering me. You guys have not heard me complain about it in a very long time. I think a lot of it has to do with this sauna blanket because, again, I haven't changed my habits that much. I still sit at my desk for too long and I don't get up and stretch. Anyway, in terms of like it improving circulation, calorie burning, I cannot attest to having lost any weight. I also don't weigh myself that often, but I haven't, like my clothes don't fit any different. So I can't attest to any sort of like weight loss or anything, but definitely deep relaxation, muscle recovery. And I will say that I do find it kind of mood lifting. When I am done and out of the blanket and I come out, I do feel very, perky, is that the word? I feel like, like I'm ready to kind of like tackle the rest of my day. I've been using it like late morning because by the time I shower or whatever, I like to get in there with just like a loose t-shirt, my loose like cotton pants, bare feet, nothing on my hands or anything. My shirt that I wear is short sleeve, so I definitely make sure that my arms are like in the towel sleeping bag, because you don't want bare skin on the blanket. You want to make sure that there's like a layer between you and the blanket, the actual sauna blanket. And there is a picture here where the woman is like laying kind of like all the way out of the blanket. I pretty much have like my head right here, and you probably caught that in the B-roll. Because I want to make sure I get my neck in there, I'm like all the way into the blanket, and I haven't found any problem with that. So that's how I like to use it. And I'll leave a link to this blanket if you're interested. I'll leave a link to this blanket down below in my description box, and definitely read the reviews of this blanket on the Currentbody site. It's very interesting, again, because I had never used this before. So I was like just trying to figure out like how best to use it, how I would use it. Is this something I would use? And I was reading some of the comments, and it was very eye-opening. It was very interesting. So that's the higher dose sauna blanket. And I also have a discount code, so I'll leave that up here on the screen for you. I'll also put it down below in the description box. So that is my latest toy. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. It's really quite comfortable. And I feel like when the summer comes, while it seems like it doesn't make much sense to use it when it's hot out, I think if I sit in there and I come out of it, I'm gonna feel a lot cooler. It's gonna be kind of like a relativity thing, but we'll have to test it out. We'll definitely test it out. So I'm gonna get on with my day. Like I said, I have a few car errands that I need to run this afternoon. So I need to visit a couple collision repair shops to get some quotes on fixing my car. I can't believe I've waited this long. It's been, what is it, November, December, January, February, March. It's been almost 5 months since my accident. But we're gonna do that today. And then I did want to tell you, we are gonna be test driving a Porsche. So I have been very interested ever since I was little. It's probably like Risky Business's fault, or some sort of 80s movie, maybe Flashdance, because I think the guy she was dating had one in there as well. But it's such a like 80s car, and I think I grew up watching so many movies and shows where Jake Ryan, where someone had like a Porsche. So like I was saying, I never really got used to the size of my SUV. It's not huge. It's not like a Navigator. It's not like an Escalade. It's not even like a full Range Rover. But it's just big, and I'm not used to it. You know, again, like just driving around and looking at smaller cars that I like. I really like the 911. So we're gonna go test drive that after we visit some collision repair shops. Also, I placed an order at Sephora. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to squeeze that in today, but I will definitely put it into this vlog. I ordered the new Guerlain terracotta, like tinted foundation. Very excited for that. I also ordered the House Labs blush. Oh, I got the Cali Ray face palette, the one that comes in like the wood packaging. I was not interested in that until I watched Teresa Is Dead's latest new makeup release, her new makeup bingo. I watched that, and she pretty much like talked herself into it. She talked me into it too. So I placed an order for that, and I ordered a few other things. And I know the Sephora VIB sale is coming up, so I'm like, anything new that I want to test out and see if it's a possible recommendation for you guys, I'm going to be placing like a lot of random Sephora orders. But that one I believe is coming today. So again, definitely is going to be in this vlog, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it today or if I'm going to do it tomorrow. So I'm going to finish like my skincare, my hair and stuff, and then we'll get dressed. Okay guys, it is a denim shirt kind of day. It's rainy out. I'm kind of excited because I'm going to wear my Totem rain raincoat. And you know, I'm just going to be dealing with car stuff today. And I have had this Old Navy denim shirt since, this is probably 10 years old. Yeah, I definitely bought it way before I moved here from Vegas, and I've been in Vegas now longer than 6 years. So this shirt is definitely like 10 years old. Something about Old Navy clothes, man, they could survive like a nuclear apocalypse. They're just, yeah, they're just made like really well. And then I'm gonna throw on Everlane Dream Pants in this, I think it's called Dark Forest is this color. It's so great. It is like such a great neutral. So I'm gonna throw these on, and I think I'm just gonna wear my Loewe Flow Runner sneakers. So I've got some socks. I'm debating whether or not I want to get another pair in a different color because I love these so much and I wear these all the time. And they pretty much go with everything because they're so neutral, but they are a little bit on the warmer side, and they have like a silver and white script L on it. That one looked really cool to me. Or like get a bright kind of funky color. I was thinking maybe, I think they have like a bright kind of like Kelly green, maybe something like that. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see if something just like really pops out at me. So my husband is working from home today, and the two women who come and clean our house, they actually came a little bit later today. They're usually upstairs by now, which is lunchtime, but they're downstairs still, and I don't want to get in their way. So my husband and I are actually going to go out for lunch, which is a nice treat. We're going to go grab some sushi. back home after our day out of running a lot of car errands. I got some, I want to say bad news about my Range Rover repair, but it's going to cost a lot more than I thought. And it's also going to take a lot longer than I thought. He gave me time frames of like a few months, and I have to turn my car back in a few months. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to get the ball rolling. And I should have gotten the ball rolling months ago, as you guys know, but here we are. Miss Procrastinator. And then we had a great time at the Porsche dealer, as you saw. It was so cool. I don't think I'm gonna get a convertible. I don't even know if I'm gonna get one of these cars, but it was fun to actually drive one. I think I told you guys, I never really got used to my Range Rover. It's a great car, super comfortable. It's treated me really well, but it's a bigger car than I'm used to, and it's also very high up, which I know people love. I think they think that it gives them this vantage and that they can see more, but I just feel more comfortable lower to the ground. I don't know why that is. I feel like I can see what's going on in terms of driving better, and maybe that's what it is. Like, I'm just focused on what's happening around me. So yeah, I do like a smaller car, and I definitely like one that's lower to the ground. So in terms of that, the Porsche 911 is great. I just don't know if that's the one I'm gonna get. So anyway, I'm gonna look at other options and probably do a little bit more car shopping before I actually decide on anything. But it was really fun. It was really fun to go test driving. We actually went around, because when I got my Range Rover, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I got it right when lockdown started. So lockdown here was like in March 2020, and I got that car at the end of April 2020. So because they couldn't get in the car with me to test drive it, I could only test drive my Range Rover around the parking lot. So, you know, I was like, okay. And maybe that's why I just ended up getting it, because I really didn't get to like drive it on the road or whatever and really kind of get a sense of how big the car was. But anyway, yeah, it's been fine. Whatever. It's been a good day. It's been a fun day, but we're finally home. My husband's making some dinner. We stopped by the UPS store to pick up some packages, and I got an exciting package. You guys, I got something from Westman Atelier, and I was just reading up on their new skin activator. It's like their first actual skincare. All of Westman Atelier's makeup is like infused with skincare, and it's sort of like a skincare first kind of makeup line, but this is the first actual skincare. So it's a serum, floods the skin with 12 actives, developed in Korea, 4 types of hyaluronic acid, peptides, noni fruit. There's niacinamide, which my skin really, really likes, and it helps with like evening out, and prickly pear cactus extract. And a quote from Gucci Westman here, it says, "I've always believed that everything starts with the quality of the skin, including your makeup." So they sent over, they sent over a headband with my name on there and the Westman Atelier heart. That's like their logo. So cute. And then they also sent over, these Westman Atelier globes, like water globes. You can put these in the fridge, and it's great for like depuffing. Let me just set those aside. And here is the skin activator. Our dinner is done. Here is the packaging. So this actually looks like their foundation stick. It's just a little taller. This is refillable. So here's the case, here's the actual serum. Ooh, nice. When I first saw, ooh, really nice. So it's like a clear gel. Oh, there, you can see it. It's like a clear gel, but it's not sticky at all. It's actually very smooth. Oh wow, it's super light, very silky, very smooth. Did I say that already? Yeah, super smooth. So smooth. Absolutely zero fragrance. Doesn't smell like anything. I think I'll use this tonight. Well, a big thank you to Westman Atelier for sending this over. I was very excited to see them coming out with skincare. And then I actually got something from Jillian Dempsey. They reached out to me and they said, you know, they introduced the brand. I was like, I know who you are, but thank you. And they said, you know, can we send you some stuff? So let me grab a knife. Ooh, that serum actually feels kind of oily now, in a good way, very light oil. So, wow. So the Jillian Dempsey box looks like this when I open it up. Looks like 2 smaller boxes in here. So this is, oh, this is their lid tint. This is the product I was most excited about, and I think this is what she's kind of known for. So here is one in the shade Bronze. So this is basically like a cream shadow, and I'm trying to remember who I was watching or who I was talking to that brought these up. And this is, gosh, a long time ago. Oh, was it? Maybe it was Lisa Eldridge. Maybe it was in one of her videos. I feel like it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. But here's the color Bronze. It's actually pretty chocolatey brown. That's really pretty. So there's Bronze. Let's do one more because she sent over 3 of the lid tints. There's Dew and Taupe. You guys know I'm obsessed with the color Taupe. So let's open that one up. I almost feel like this was a dark chocolate and this is like a milk chocolate. There is Taupe. Ooh, really pretty. I'm trying to get a sense of this formula. A little sticky, but not really. You know what? And I just put it on top of the serum, so never mind. I'm gonna have to actually just try these on my eyelids for you guys. And then she sent over some cheek tints. So we've got the shade Sunny, and basically the same packaging, it's just tinted pink. Here is Sunny. Ooh, it's like a terracotta. And then she did also send over the shade Poppy. Maybe we can try that on in a video. I'm gonna just go ahead and open up this box. Other box. One more cheek tint in the shade Bloom. Another lid tint in the shade Glimmer. Mixturizer, clear base moisturizer. Here's the packaging on that. Ooh, nice. Yeah, clear base moisturizer. Ooh, it's kind of like a smoothing situation, but it's not thick. It's not like pore filling. It's just kind of smoothing. Very nice. And what are these? Spot Stick. Ooh, a concealer. Oh, 2 concealers. They sent over shades number 2 and number 3. Let's see. It looks like a lip balm. Cute. So this one is number 2. Number 2. This one seems to have like a little bit of yellow in the undertone. I don't know if I have to like work a little bit further down in the stick, but at the moment it feels a little kind of thick and dry. Oh yeah. I think once I get past like the top layer, yeah, it starts to feel a little more emollient. Oh, cool. Okay, so that's number 2. Here's number 3. This one seems to be a little bit cooler in tone. Let's see. It's more peachy. So here's 3 and here's 2. I think this lighting, it's really hard to tell, but it is a little bit darker. Anyway, I'm gonna have to try this on for you guys because I've been very intrigued by the Gillian Dempsey line for a very long time. So that is that all I got? That is it. That is it for PR today. So I'm just gonna eat dinner and then probably hit the sack. It's getting on already. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Oh, I did get my Sephora box. So it came while we were out. So no time to do that today. So tomorrow morning, first thing, we're gonna try that makeup. Hey guys, so we are gonna be trying on some new stuff that I purchased at Sephora. Let me get the name here. At Sephora. I don't remember what I got, so let's pull everything out here. Oh, I got a new foundation. So this is the Guerlain Terracotta Latin, and I got it in the shade 2N. I also got the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer. Very excited for that. I got one of the House Labs blushes because I've been very tempted by this, and I thought, let me try it out so I can give you guys either recommendation or just not mention it in my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. And then I thought I would also try the Cali Ray Endless Sunset Shadow Palette. It's for eyes and cheeks. That looked very cool, and like I mentioned yesterday, Teresa's dad basically talked me into it in her new makeup nonsense bingo video. Oh, and then I also did get this. So interesting, they packed it in this padded envelope, the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad Creme in Forbidden Pink. This is the only one that's caught my eye out of all the new quads that have come out. There's like a cherry one with like the baked gelée formula that I was tempted by because I like that formula, but I just didn't need anything like bright red and bright purple in my eyeshadow collection. I just don't wear those colors that much, and this one seemed a little bit more neutral. So we're gonna try that. But let me see if there's anything that I need to kind of fill in here. Oh, lips, I didn't get any lips. Well, we can figure that out because that's at the end. But let's go ahead and start with the Terracotta Foundation. I was really excited to see this because I'm a big fan of Guerlain makeup, and I don't think they've come out with like a new foundation in a while. So I'm gonna shake this up. This is the bottle, it's glass. It has that kind of like faux tortoise kind of feel to this cap here. This is very common in their terracotta line. And then it's got a pump top. So hopefully this will be the right shade for me. So this has a 24-hour wear, no transfer. Wow. Healthy Glow Natural Perfection Foundation. Sounds good to me. So very typical foundation texture. It's running ever so slightly down my hand. And I'm actually going to use the La Mer foundation brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes. It's not at the very top. I mentioned my favorites in my favorite makeup brush video, but I really do like this one. And I will reach for this one if like my other ones are dirty. I have no problem using this one. So I just realized my mirror here is like way too bright. There's definitely a fragrance in here, but it's not the terracotta. Wait, is it? No, it's not the terracotta. You know what? This actually smells like a Chanel foundation. That's what it smells like. Interesting. Where was this made? Oh yeah, made in France. So I'm gonna put this foundation on half of my face. It's a little bit deep for my current skin tone, but I'm hoping, you know, as the summer goes on, I'll get a little bit of a tan. The texture looks really nice. Yeah, so as I'm applying this to my face, I just want to mention I've had quite the exciting morning. Car related, again, I'm having like a real like car-alicious couple of days here. Okay, wait, sorry. Let me go back to this. This has a gorgeous finish. It has a soft satin finish. You guys know how much I love that. I don't have any primer down. I just have my skincare down that I put down like 3 hours ago because I've had a crazy morning. But this looks really great. I don't know if the 2N is right for me. I may, in this foundation, I may go down to like a 1 something or even like a 2C because this seems to have a bit of, actually on my hand I don't see it that much, but on my face I feel like I see quite a bit of yellow in the foundation. And then someone actually commented, because I posted when this was available on Sephora, I posted it onto my community tab, and I think it was there. Someone made a comment that they tried this foundation and it oxidized on their skin. So I'm definitely going to, you know, kind of keep an eye on that. So far I'm not seeing anything. So far I'm just seeing like the tint of the foundation seems a little bit on the yellow side. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and apply to the rest of my face. I feel like the coverage, just putting on like a nice like thin layer. I have like a light medium coverage, maybe slightly towards medium. It's really nice. It's very perfecting. I don't feel like it looks heavy. Very, very smooth, and I love this finish. So far, so great. So I woke up this morning to my car's back lights, not even the third brake light, but just the back lights just randomly being on. The car was turned off, the headlights are off, and I thought, crap, my battery's gonna be totally drained. So I tried starting the car, wouldn't start, battery was drained. So I called roadside assistance. They came out within the hour, they jumped me, and the gentleman who helped me said, you know, just leave it running for like 5-10 minutes, turn it off, and you should be able to start it up again. And I said, okay. So if it doesn't start up again, he's like, you know what, let me wait here with you for like 5 minutes. So we just started talking. He's from Florida, blah, blah, blah. And we turn off the car after about 5-7 minutes. Turn it off. I can't turn it back on. So he's like, okay. So he jumps me again. And he's like, okay, you can't turn your car off. I'm like, okay. And he says, just drive it to the dealership. They're going to have to fix it. Okay. So I start calling the Range Rover dealership here. I kept getting their voicemail. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, I'm just going to drive over there because this car is just sitting here idling and I just need to get on with my day. So I drive over to the dealership. It is crazy there. I mean, cars in and out. I don't know if that's a good sign. I don't know how that could be a good sign. I don't know. Anyway, it was just really busy. I mean, a ton of SUVs just like in and out of the service area, in the service lane, waiting to get, you know, waiting to get into the garage, whatever. Anyway, I just, you know, park it there. I don't turn off the engine. And I, you know, talk to my representative or whatever. And so they're taking care of it. And he's like, honestly, he's like, I don't know how long this could take. I don't know if we're going to discover other things. He's like, it could take just 3 hours if, you know, it's just like a short for the lights, whatever. Anyway, he was like 3 hours or 3 days. I was like, do you have a loaner? So anyway, they gave me a loaner. I have a loaner now, and I drove home and we're fine now. But I'm like, what a day. And I don't know what could have done this to my car. And I was talking to my husband, and he's like, oh, she's pissed. She's pissed you went to Porsche yesterday. Oh, probably. Poor baby. Yeah, so that was my morning. How was your morning? I hope it was better than that. Yeah, so anyway, that is the foundation on the face. And yeah, it's too dark. I'm sure you guys can see it. I brought it down, but you can see how between here and here it's even a little bit different. So this is not the shade for me. If you use me as a shade reference, I think the 2N is a little too warm and a little bit too deep for me. And we're gonna keep an eye on oxidization. Let's move on to the Givenchy concealer. So I think this is new, right? I don't think I've seen this before. Wow, this is a really big, beautiful tube. I like this. Plastic, hard plastic. I got the shade C180. Let's see, 24-hour correct. What's with 24 hour? I don't need 24 hours. See, it has a refreshing texture, medium to high buildable coverage. All right, let's see. So we've got a doe foot applicator. It's a little bit bigger than the average size, but it's not one of those giant ones. Let's start there. I'm gonna take the Sonia G Jumbo Concealer Brush and blend this in. I like the texture of this concealer. It's creamy, it's nice and creamy, kind of reminds me of the Dior, and blends in really quickly. Compared to the Dior though, it is a little bit thinner, very brightening. It's very light compared to this foundation, but I would say C180 is a good shade for me if I'm wearing a foundation that is correct for my skin tone. Let's take a close look and see what it's doing to my fine lines. Oh, looks good. So far, so good. We'll have to take another look when I'm done with all my makeup. This foundation is starting to look a little heavy on me. Yeah, it's looking a little thick, a little makeup-y. I have that problem around my mouth again, but not too bad. Not as bad as that Gucci foundation. I tried that Gucci foundation again. Just doesn't look good on my skin. It doesn't sit right. I tried it with like adding moisturizer on right beforehand. I also tried it with more of like a slicker primer, like this Chantecaille one I tried it with. It just doesn't look right on my skin. I think the Gucci just is kind of a no-go for my skin, but I hear people love it. I hear people really, really enjoy it. Not me, unfortunately. This Guerlain is better, I think, than the Gucci, but it's still, yeah, it just looks cakey, like right around here, just a little bit. And I don't really have like particularly dry skin right here, you know? So that is foundation and concealer. I don't feel like I need to put any powder down because this isn't especially tacky on my skin or anything. It is actually completely set down. So that is good. I am going to go into the Cali Ray shadow palette. So it has this, I think it's bamboo. I don't know, but this just kind of reminds me of bamboo. Ooh, almost dropped it. And then, oh, looky there. It's really cute. So we've got some blush, some eyeshadows, some highlighters I see. This is so weird. So this is just like a sticker here. I guess they didn't want to put a mirror in here to make sure this was recyclable, but there's a magnet in here, which I know is not, I don't think is recyclable. Okay, so there's no mirror in here. I think I would have preferred a mirror to the magnets. Interesting. There's like a whole thing in the box here. Let me see if I can open it up. I think it's addressing the mirror situation. Like a mirror, you can add one. Ours is reusable. Put it in the palette, pop it in your purse, use it for shade mixing, then put it in another palette. So is it separate? I'm not sure. But that's what it says here in terms of a mirror. And yes, this is bamboo, talc free. Yeah, this is very interesting. I wouldn't have minded if one came with this, but okay, there you have it. Let's try this. I think this is eyeshadow. I think when I looked at pictures of this, I just kind of assumed this was a bronzer, but I think those are eyeshadows. It's too small to get my bronzer brush in there, so let me get out another bronzer. I'm gonna use the House Labs bronzer. I really, really enjoy this one. And just warm up my, not that I need to warm up my face that much because this foundation is warm enough, but just to add a little bit of dimension here, help with this situation. Let's try this color for blush. I'm just gonna apply it to one cheek because I do want to play with this House Labs one. And they're probably gonna look quite different because I have a feeling this one is on the softer side and the House Labs I think is really, really bright. I'm gonna use my Western Atelier powder brush. Ooh, picked up a lot of that Cali Ray. Really nicely pigmented. And it's like a matte blush. Not too drying though, but like no shine. And now let's pull out this House Labs blush that I got. I got Pomelo Peach. She had some really bright shades that I was very tempted by, but I was like, you know what? I can tend to go overboard with blush, so I don't need a really bright blush. I mean, I'd be walking around looking like a clown basically. So I was like, let me get one that looks a little bit on the tamer side, but I think they're all really bright. Ooh, look at this packaging. It's all chrome. It's the same size as the bronzer. It's heavier though. And here is the blush. Oh, that's pretty. I'm gonna take the other side of the Western Atelier brush and go into this House Labs. Yeah, this blush is definitely brighter than the Cali Ray. I picked up just the teensiest amount. Yeah, it's a little bit, like has a little bit more red in there than the Cali Ray. I think I can get away with these two different blushes, but let me put a little bit more on, just so we can get a better sense of the shade. Let me swatch these for you, sorry. So this is the House Labs blush, and there seems to be like a slight satin sheen to it. Nothing too crazy. You can't even really see it in the pan. Yeah, like a really, really subtle satin sheen. And then Cali Ray, let me swatch that. Both of these powders are very, very soft. So there's the Cali Ray. Yeah, and that one seems to be just a touch matter than the House Labs. Both are really pretty though, really well pigmented. I'm really digging the House Labs products. They're really nice. They just perform really beautifully. I'm gonna try this one even though, oh no, it says highlighter. So this is called Ring Light, this shade, and it's a highlighter or spotlight shadow. Let's do a swatch. So there is Ring Light. Ooh, let's put that on. So I'm gonna use a brush that I think Sonia G discontinued. It's the Sculpt 2 brush, but I really love it for highlight. So I'm gonna just pick a little bit up, lay it down. I'm gonna buff it in. Pretty, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a highlight that I feel like is really blowing up my skirt, but it's very pretty. It has a nice kind of a pinkness to it, even though it appears kind of peach on my hand. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of pink there. That's pretty. Maybe it's because it's on top of that blush. It's a really pretty tone. Really pretty tone. It's not as smooth as a lot of highlights that I have been loving, like the Charlotte Tilbury Champagne Glow one. But I'm gonna just go ahead and apply the Cali Ray one to this side as well. Blend that in. Yeah, it's pretty. Like if you end up getting this palette, this is fine. Like if you don't want to pack or use or pull out a whole nother extra highlight, it's fine for sure. I'm just gonna swatch this guy. It is a deeper shade versus this one. And then let me swatch these two shades. These two, very self-explanatory in the pans. And these powders are very, very soft. So there's the darker one and the lighter one. All right, well that's the Cali Ray palette. I think it's very nice. If you're looking for something super basic, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. All right, I'm going to just throw in some of this Persona SwipeUp Brow Gel. This is not available at Sephora. This is available at Ulta. I apologize, but this is the one I happen to have open right now. I used up my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel, which you guys know is one of my all-time favorites. I also love the Dior On-Set Brow Gel, but I used that up a while ago. Maybe during the sale I'll get another one, because that's a good one. That's a really good one. Anyway, let's move on to my eyes. I'm really excited to try this Tom Ford Forbidden Pink. Looks really beautiful. So here's the package. Isn't that pretty? And then are the 4 shades. So this kind of reminds me of Smoky Quartz. Yes, it kind of reminds me of Smoky Quartz. I'm going to get that out in just a bit to kind of do a comparison, but let me do some swatches of these 4 for you guys. Oh, I love this cream formula. Oof. Oh, I'm so glad I got this one. I just, you know, I wasn't sure. It's called Forbidden Pink, so I was like, how pink is it actually, you know? And it's not that pink. There's like a pink undertone with these 2, and then I feel like it's pretty neutral. So here is Smoky Quartz. So the main difference I see is that the Forbidden Pink has that shimmery shade in the upper left-hand corner, where this one is all like a demi satin. And then, yeah, these all have a little bit more a pinky undertone to them, where this is more of like a peach. I'm gonna go in with this shade, even though it seems a little bit deep for me to start with, but we're gonna start with that. Let's do it. Got my Sonia G Blender Pro, and again, I'm going into this shade up here. And I'm just gonna start on the outer corner. These just blend out like a dream. Really love this formula. Definitely buildable. Really nice. You can build these up slowly. I'm in love so far. Okay, I'm going to grab this Rephr #1 brush and go into this shade. It's a little bit lighter, a little peachier, I want to say. Peachier versus pink. And I'm going to put this all over my lid. Some of the best shadows to work with. When Tom Ford came out with those wet dry eyeshadows, I felt like they were so revolutionary. They were so lovely, easy to work with. You could use them wet dry. You could apply them in this like thin veil. You could apply them, you know, heavier. You could just build them up. And I feel like they did it again with this cream formula. It's so beautiful. And now I'm going to take this Worker 3 brush from Sonia G. I'm going to go into this more sparkly shade. This shade is sort of like a satin. This one is like a metallic. And I'm going to lay that down over the darker shade and blend it into that peachy shade. This would be a great shadow just all by itself. I'm just trying to apply it lightly so that's more of like a topper, but it has like a good amount of pigment all on its own. So pretty. Okay, let me grab this smoky eyeliner brush from Bobbi Brown. I'm going to go into this deep shade here. I'm just going to apply this on the outer corner here. I love this quad. I'm so glad I picked it up. I think it, you know, obviously there's a little bit of pink to it, but it's not like a bright pink palette. You know, it's very, very neutral. It's so pretty. That formula, ooh, it's so good. All right, let me curl my lashes, and I'm going to throw on the Wayne Goss mascara. And for lipstick, I'm going to use the Hourglass, what are these called? God, has it been that long? The Unlocked lipsticks. So I have the shade Oasis 312. Love it. Love this formula and love the shades that they have. All right. Okay, now that we're done, let's go back and take a look at this foundation and concealer. The concealer looks nice. I like this concealer more than the new Valentino. The Valentino one has like a thinner consistency, and I just didn't think it like blended in, and it just wasn't as seamless as this one. This one, I will say I like this one more. This foundation I also like more than the Gucci. However, it's not great. I don't think this is going to appear in my Sephora recommendations. It is really emphasizing the pores around my nose. It's kind of sinking into these lines here, but it's not bad. It's just not as good as like my all-time favorites, which I've talked about a lot, which I'm sure I will mention in my Sephora recommendations video. I definitely mentioned a few in my Beautylish gift card event recommendations video. So yeah, this isn't horrible, it's just not fantastic. I think the winner of this particular try-on haul is this Tom Ford quad. It is really, really beautiful. And this Cali Ray palette is nice. it's nice. I just think, you know, it's very, very basic. So I kind of picture this actually for like perfect for like a high schooler or someone kind of going off to college. It's just a great like little palette to kind of have around, and you don't need that much else because you've got eyeshadows and blushes and highlights, and you could probably use these as bronzers if you wanted to kind of get your brush in there. So this, much like the foundation, it's not awful. It just doesn't, in terms of like the blush and the highlight and stuff, it just doesn't measure up to like some of my favorites. So I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm just going to wait around for the Range Rover service department to give me a call. Hopefully Shantae will be fixed and back home with me soon. I'm happy to have a loaner, but I just want my car back. And a big thank you to Currentbody for sponsoring this video. Definitely check out that higher dose sauna blanket. It is really, really phenomenal, and I think it's made such a big difference in this whole shoulder neck problem that I've had. Yeah, I have so much more mobility and like zero pain today. Ah, I love it. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next vlog.